In this video, we are going to take a look at writing and solving one-step equations. So we're just going to look at some basic statements here, and we're going to write some algebraic equations to represent those statements. So when I look at the sum of a number s and 8 is 25, here I have the word sum, which is addition. Here I have a number s, which is going to be represented by the variable s. And then I have here is 8, and then is normally representing the equal sign. And then here I have 25. And so when I look at my problem, it's going to be an addition problem because I have the word sum here. S plus 8. So here's my S and my 8. And that is going to equal 25. So the algebraic equation that represents the sum of a number s and 8 is 25 is s plus 8 equals 25. Next statement here, 3 less than a number m is 30. So again, I have my number 3 here. Less than represents subtraction. And then here I have a number m. So m is going to represent that variable. And then again, I have here is, which we said is equal, and then the number 30. So I know that my equation is going to equal 30. But I have to decide, is it going to be m minus 3 or 3 minus m? Well, it says that it's 3 less than a number. So if I think of like a problem like 10 minus 3, that gives me 7. Or if I take 3 minus 10, that's negative 7. This one right here says that 7 is 3 less than 10. So that means in my problem here, I'm going to put my variable first, m minus 3 equals 30. So I have 3 is less than my number m. So the equation that represents 3 less than a number m is 30 would be m minus 3 equals 30. So here we have this statement. 90 is the product of 45 and n. So if I look at my pieces here, I have my number 90, and then I have the word is, so that's equal. Product is multiplication, and then I have 45 and n. So what this would say is, since 90 is first, and then equals, and then I'm going to multiply my 45 and n. So I would have 45 multiplied by n. The problem here, though, is that this multiplication sign looks like an x, which could be another variable. And so what I would do is I would write this as 90 equals 45n. This right here is the same thing as this right here. We just don't have the multiplication sign to confuse with a variable x. Here I have 100 is a number f divided by 2. So again, my parts are 100 is equal to, and then I have a number f, which would again be represented by the variable f. And then I have divided, so I have my division sign, and then the number 2. So here I have 100 equals, and we got to look at our order here. So a number f divided by 2. So that would be f divided by 2. Or I could write it as 100 equals f divided by 2. Look at this situation here. It says the charge for a microwave repair visit was $81.21, including tax. If the tax was $6.70, how much was the repair visit? So first I have to define my variable. So my variable is going to come from my question. My question says then how much was the repair visit? So I'm going to use R, and that's going to equal the cost of repair visit. Now, when I set up my equation is going to equal my R, or the cost of the repair visit. So I need to set up using those numbers. How would I solve this? So the statement says the charge for a microwave repair visit is $81.21, including tax. So this right here is my total amount for the bill. So we've got $81.21. And then it also says that it includes the tax of $6.70. So if it's including the tax, I want to get rid of the tax. So I'm going to subtract that. So I'm going to take $81.21 minus $6.70 to get the cost of just the repair visit. So when I do that subtraction, I come up with 74 and 51 hundredths equals R. But that is just my solution to my equation. The actual answer to my problem would be $74 and 51 cents is the cost of the repair visit. Now, let's take a look at this situation. It says the cell phone bill recorded that Jeremiah sent 532 text messages last week. On average, how many text messages did he send each day? So again, my variable needs to come from my question. And the question says, on average, how many text messages did he send each day? So I'm going to use M for messages sent. And again, when I set up my equation is going to equal my messages sent. Now I need to figure out how to get that answer. So it said that he sent a total of 532 text messages. So here's my amount. And then it asks how much did he send each day of last week? Well, there are 7 days in a week, so I'm going to take this and divide it by my 7 days, and that will get my messages sent each day. So when I do that, I take 532 and divide it by 7, and I get 76 equals M. So that tells me how many messages he sent each day according to my variable. But again, this is just my solution to my equation. So I need to write my answer of 76 text messages sent each day. Let's look at this situation. According to CBS, in 2010, the average cost of a Super Bowl ticket was $3,509. This was 441 less than the cost of a 2015 ticket. How much was a ticket in 2015? So again, I need to take a look at my question to figure out what my variable is. So my question here is, how much was a ticket in 2015? Well, I'm going to use T for ticket, and we're going to say cost of ticket in 2015. And again, my equation needs to equal that amount. Well, when I look back in my problem here, it says that in 2010, the cost was $3,509. And then it also says that this was $441 less than a ticket in 2015. Well, if this amount is less than this amount by $441, then I have to add these two together. And when I add them together, that gives me 3,950 equals T. Again, that's just the solution to my equation. So my answer for the problem would be that it cost $3,950 for a Super Bowl ticket in 2015. Let's look at this situation. On Friday afternoon, Maggie and her two friends washed their neighbors' cars in order to make some money. They split the payment equally and then walked away with $3.50. How much did the neighbor pay them for washing the cars? So, again, when I look at my question here of how much did the neighbor pay them for washing the cars, that's what my variable is. So, I'm going to use C and for amount paid for washing cars. And again, that's what my equation is going to equal. Now, when I look back in my problem, it says that there were three people because it's Maggie and two of her friends. So, three people. And each person got paid $3.50. So if there are three people, each person got $3.50. That means there are three groups of $3.50. So I'm going to multiply those together. And when I do that, I get an amount of 10 and 5/10 equals C. Again, that's just my solution for my equation. So to answer my question, I would have $10.50 was paid by the neighbor to have Maggie and her friends wash the cars.